Hey guys, Chris Santana here. So one of the things that keeps being repeated over and over on social media is when a person who has been issued a WARN letter can actually save themselves from an actual furlough. The company is going to come out and grant all VOP submissions from flight attendants who were not issued WARN letters. The company is then going to come out and grant all the extended leave of absences that were submitted by flight attendants who are not subject to the WARN letter. And then at that point, the company has to assess if there's actually still an overage. And this is before anyone who is under the WARN letters is considered for anything. Now, a lot of flight attendants on social media are saying, well, if I'm subject to furlough and I put in for an extended leave of absence, that's going to save my furlough. That's not how it works. That's not the case. Once we get to a point where now the company has everyone who is not subject to WARN, they've already gotten what they wanted. The company has to look at what numbers they have as an overage remaining. Then the company will go in and grant any VOPs to anyone subject to WARN that decided to put one in. The only time you can actually do anything under the WARN umbrella is to physically take a VOP, which is one of the options the company gave, which lets you separate yourself from the company instead of being furloughed should it come to you. Then at that point, the company will then go in and assess again what the overage is, if there's still an overage. If there's still an overage, the company has made it clear that it's up to them at that point to grant any extended leave of absences to people who are subject to WARN. Now remember that if you're at the bottom of the seniority list and you put in for an extended leave of absence, and there has to be a furlough, the furlough is going to happen in reverse seniority order, so your leave will most likely be negated. So the company steps back, they take a look at everything, and that's why when people on social media say, well, don't put in an extended leave of absence, that's not going to save you from a furlough. If you want an extended leave of absence, whether you're subject to WARN or not, I recommend you put one in, because we may get to a point where the overage is so small at that point, the company may make a decision that favors us and the union won't oppose it, because if we get down to, let's say, 200-300 people of an overage, the company may go in and say, you know what, let's just give these people who put in for extended leaves of absence an extended leave of absence and no one gets involuntarily furloughed. So my advice to everyone out there is, whether you are under WARN or not, if you want an option, put it in. Things may change at the very end. It all depends on the amount of people that take the VOPs and the extended leave of absence who are not subject to WARN. Please provide feedback to both the union and the company and stay informed and ready.